Right.
Hello, my name is Hanna Lynn Roth, and thank you for joining us today on Our Ventura TV. With me, I have Melvin Brannon Jr., aka MCat, aka Spoony, on the bass. How are you doing, Melvin?
Doing all right, Hannah. Thanks for having me on your show.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to have you here.
Nice.
And can you explain a little bit what you were just doing and the instruments you brought with you today?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, first of all, what I was doing, a little thing called improv, and improvisation basically, or improv is the act of improvisation, or vice versa. It's basically when you spontaneously create something, off the top of your head, more or less, and that's kind of what I was doing. I usually do that when I warm up. I just kind of like to, attach myself to the instrument more or less, and that's basically how I do it, by just making something up off the top.
It's very intuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And tell me about the different instruments that you brought in. There's 3 different things that you have here.
Absolutely. Okay. In my lap, around my shoulder right now, is a bass guitar, electric bass guitar.
Mm-hmm. Most commonly seen.
Yeah, most commonly seen. Bass guitar has been around since the 50s, I believe. A guy by the name of Leo Fender invented the first bass.
Ah, yes, yeah. Yes. Very cool.
Yeah, the Fender Precision bass.
Fender Precision bass. Yeah. Here we go.
And, before I, this right here, that's keyboard bass. That's kind of like, today's, a lot of today's music has that particular, they do the bass on the keyboard.
More
and
electronic.
It has like a synthesized sound to it,
Exactly, more modern.
More modern, more dance music, or,
pop,
electronica.
popular.
Pop. Yeah, that sort of thing. And back behind me there, that's Bella. That's my big baby there.
Baby Big Bella.
Baby Bella. I love her. She's an upright bass, and it's traditional, used in orchestras, used in jazz, used in rockabilly, bluegrass, funk and soul. It's
a classic beauty.
Classic beauty.
Classic
It's
beauty.
a classic traditional instrument.
Cool.
Upright bass takes a little bit more because you have to be able to play in tune with it. You know what I mean? There's no frets like there is on the bass guitar, and I'll give you an example. You got to be able to rely on your ear a whole bunch. Rely on your soul even more. A lot of times I'll sing with the upright bass, and it helped me stay in tune with it. I'll be like, like that. Well, let's see. I've been playing bass for man, as long as I can remember, really. I first got my bass in 1970s, mid 70s,
okay.
And I was, maybe just going into high school or something like that, in 8th grade or whatever, and I think that's when I started playing.
All right, very cool.
It's been bass all the way.
And over your career, how important has the bass guitar become within music?
Very important. I get a lot of work, and that's important to me too.
Yes.
That I'm important to others. Yeah. It's bass guitar. Bass as a whole is very important because it's the backbone. In music. It's the supporting foundation, the melodic foundation. For any particular music that you hear. Drums is ultimately the backbone. The bass guitar is that instrument that gives rhythm a face. You know what I mean?
Right,
it kind of
right,
like
right.
it gives it character.
Yeah, that oomph, that swing, that motion, that beat that people feel and move to.
Correct. Yeah, and melody too.
Melody. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you can do with this here instrument, and I'm blessed to be playing it. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And which do you think is easier to play? Because obviously a lot of people play the electric. So what's your preference between the two, or just your opinion anyways?
My opinion is that the bass guitar, actually electric bass, was invented because the upright bass, for a number of reasons, was just, number one, it's a very cumbersome instrument. You know, it's difficult to play and play in tune because it doesn't have frets on it. So that's what these things are here, these little lines on the neck. Leo Fender, when he invented the first bass guitar, he called it the precision bass because, you know, it was easy to play. Like, you could play in tune. There's just no way you could play a bad note unless you know.
So that's the precision bass is for those reasons exactly. The frets kind of helped keep things in tune compared to the string bass. Okay.
The string bass, yeah.
Yes, much more portable.
And much more portable. You know, you throw it in a case and throw it on your back, and then there you go.
You go.
So, my preference, I prefer the upright bass. You know, just me personally.
Yes, and you shred on it. I've seen. So, since the 1950s, do you think the development of the electric bass is more suitable as a solo instrument compared to the string bass, or not? Like, why?
Absolutely, yeah. And the reason why is because with you know, as technology with the bass concerning the bass guitar continued to develop, they did things like make active electronics so that it would stand out in the forefront a little bit more. They've done things like add extra strings to it, like there's 6-string, 7-string, even 9-string, and 12-string basses. You know, this one here is a 5-string, whereas the first bass was only 4 strings, and was only 4 strings for a number of years.
Right,
you know
right. I've seen you see them every once in a while. It's like, whoa, that thing looks really crazy, and it's kind of. I mean, is it more like melodic when people use like those extra strings, because the frequency is higher?
The frequency is higher, so they can get up in the top range, the upper ranges of the instrument, and create.
All right, cool. And so, I mean, that's like the main shift from string to bass, like the appeal, you would say.
Yeah.
Okay. And would you say, what was his name again? The main Leo influence?
Fender.
Leo Fender. Would you say he's the main one, or are there others that you think contributed to this?
Yeah, Leo kicked it off. You know, then you have the people over at Gibson. They came out, you know, shortly thereafter with a bass. I don't know what their first bass was. Probably like Gibson Melody Maker or SG. That was actually my first bass before I even played Fender.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a Gibson Melody Maker SG bass, and you know.
All right, and what would you say is the importance of the instrument in popular music today?
Foundation. Once again, yeah, it's the foundation. It provides the groove. And when I mean groove, I don't necessarily mean funk or soul or, you know, anything like that. It's just like groove is that thing that makes you nod your head, whatever your style of music is, be it bluegrass, be it, you know, rock or funk or whatever, you know. It's just, you know, the groove is that thing that makes you, you know, shake your head to it, you know, and nod your head to it.
Yeah, and do you feel like there's another instrument that could replace the electric bass, like how the electric bass replaced the string stand-up bass?
Yeah, funny you should mention that, yeah, because it's kind of ever present today that a lot of popular music is using what's known as a keyboard bass, which is that guy right there.
Right there.
That I brought, yeah, and it has more of a synthetic tone to it, although you can play samples of both acoustic bass and electric bass, you know, depending on what kind of sounds that you're working with. I think that that's kind of begat the bass guitar altogether, because you can cover a wide range of things with the keyboard. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As far as like playing live and composing.
Right. Yes, composing, which is very important. And you
Yeah.
think that has enhanced the bass player's involvement within composing then too?
Well, if the bass player is smart enough to go, you know what? I'm going to jump on this keyboard thing and I'm going to learn how to use this so that I can get calls doing that as well.
Right, right. Just more experience, more of a...
Yeah, the more hats you can wear as a musician, then, you know, the better, the more calls you get.
Right. More
better
tools,
you
more
can eat.
tangible.
Yeah.
The better you eat, exactly.
The better you can eat.
Okay, well, we're just about out of time because we have a special performance by Melvin. And what will you be playing for us?
You know, I'm going to do a little number by a favorite composer and bass player, producer, and writer. His name is Willie Dixon. And
Okay.
he's got a tune he wrote called Spoonful.
Spoonful by Willie Dixon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is kind of my nickname. It's been my nickname, you know, Spoony.
Ah, Spoony. There we
It's
go.
been my nickname forever and a day. My brother gave it to me when I was a little kid, so I just kind of, you know,
All right.
Willie Dixon.
Cool.
means a lot
And
to me, so.
can you give us the viewers a way to contact you really quick?
Oh yeah, I can be reached through my Facebook, which is Melvin Brannon Jr., or I could be reached. I have a MySpace page, believe it or not.
Ooh, believe it or not,
Guilty.
still around.
I still have a MySpace page. Yeah, and that MySpace is MCat Spoony. That's capital M dash capital S Poony. Yours truly. It could be a spoonful of coffee. It could be a spoonful of tea. But one little spoon of your precious love, oh, that's good enough for me. Men lie about that spoonful. Some cry about that spoonful. Some die about that spoonful. Everybody's fighting about that spoonful. Oh, that spoon, that spoon, that spoonful. That spoon, that spoon, that spoonful. It could be a spoonful of water to save you from the desert sand. But one spoon of lead from my 45 will save you from another man. 'Cause many lie about that spoonful. Some cry about that spoonful. Some die about that spoonful. Because everybody's fighting about that spoonful. That spoon, that spoon, that spoonful. That spoon, that spoon, that spoonful. Ba-boom, boom. That spoon,